Okay, it's been about 25 minutes. A good rolling boil. It's reduced down, got nice and soft, and it's done. Now I'm going to take it off the fire, and I'm going to leave the liquid in the pot though to hold the heat. Next we go to cooking the meat. Okay, now I'm going to stoke my fire back up, condense down my coals to one focused point, make sure everything's staying level, and then I'm going to take and fry. Put the meat on. Initially, and put that oil on, let it get good and hot. To that, I'm going to add the onions. I'll brown up them onions. Love the sizzle. Okay. Now, as you see, I have been caramelizing my onions. I left my potatoes in the liquid, the hot water, that holds heat, and I put my bread up here on top. That'll help keep the bread a little bit warm while I'm doing it. Now I'm about ready to make the transition of pull that off and put the meat in. So, we get to the next step. And that first step is the meat. Now, the meat that we're going to be eating, kielbasa sausage. Sausages were used very heavily back in the day because they carried easily. They could be got in bolognas and all kinds of different types of meats that didn't require refrigeration and cooked up very easily and were very versatile. You could slice it up and put it into a stew. You could eat it straight. You could eat it whatever. And what I'm going to do with these succulent little morsels, I'm simply going to cut them into 4 pieces. Just like that. Now, I'm going to pull my frying pan off. I'm going to transfer the onions. I'm going to put the meat into the pot, into the frying pan, return it to the fire, and then I'm going to set up for dessert while the meat's cooking. What took the longest? The bread. So I have created the bread first and utilized my prep time and etc. Next longest, the vegetables. They had to boil about 20, 25, 30 minutes, somewhere along in there. So I kept a nice rolling boil. I don't have to watch like a hawk, just keep a little bit of flame under it, etc. Now the caramelized onions. Again, they'll cook quickly and it doesn't take a lot of work. The meat will cook in less than 5 minutes. It's already really cooked. All I'm doing is heating it a little bit better. And then finally will be the dessert, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, I've taken my caramelized onions off. I put my meat on. I'm going to put my bread on top of them onions. I'm going to show you a little trick for how to drain your pot using your dingle stick. What you're going to do is you're going to lock the dingle stick in just like you do to normally pour out. Just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a spoon, or better yet a fork. You're going to hook up under that little tab right there. You're going to hold that tab down. You're going to pick up like this and pour off the liquid. See if I can do this without making a mess. Just a bit. Just like that. There. I pour off all the excess liquid without having to lose the food. Just like that. Now, taking my onions and potatoes, I'm going to put them right there in the pot. Get all that goodness out of there. Now I'm going to wipe this out real quick and do the dessert. Okay. One nice brown hot cooked pan. And yes, I like a little bit of brown on it. So, we also have one nice big piece of well done cornbread. We have a big thing of potatoes and onions and a big thing of grilled onions, or some people like to call them caramelized onions. So that's cornbread, potatoes, onions, and that. And now we will do the dessert set up right quick before I chow down and eat my well-deserved dinner. And that's going to be real simple. I've let my fire die down now, and I've got a bed of coals. So I'm going to take my pot. I'm going to take one of these small cans of sliced peaches in syrup. Pour that into it. Make sure you get all that goodness. Then I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to slice them down a little finer. This don't take just a second. This is the Civil War knife, by the way, that nice rounded tip, so I'm not hurting nothing. And now, I take my other ingredient, which is yellow cake mix. I'm going to take sugar, put me about 1 teaspoon of sugar over the top, just like that. And then I'm going to take yellow cake mix, and I'm going to put a layer of yellow cake mix over the top of it. Just cover it good. Nothing big. Just where it's totally covered. Sometimes you got to rotate it a little bit, that's alright. Just like that. So what you end up with is this. Okay? Now, I'm going to put the lid back on that. I'm going to sit on the coals while I eat my meal. I know, but Blackie, what's that going to do? Cobbler. Now while I'm sitting here eating my meal, for the next 25 minutes or so, that's going to slowly simmer on those coals. And since all the moisture is in the bottom, it's going to slowly percolate up and moisten that yellow cake. So when I lift the lid of it, it's going to look like cobbler. The top will be a crust kind of like cake, and the bottom will be moist peach
And
cake.
this is what happens when you put the peaches, bake them with the cake mix on top. You get a soft cobbler like this. And believe it or not, it is done, it is cooked, and it's really good. Really simple, really easy.
Hope you've enjoyed this series, guys. I'm going to eat. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all your comments. I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys. Eat good night.